Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Martin Bakole and Justis Huni are the big winners in the latest update of the Ring rankings. So we'll discuss that and a little bit about Martin Bakole in recent days because he has been welcomed as a hero back in the Congo. So you can see here on screen, this is the update with Usyk on top as expected, and you have some of the usual suspects who've been there or thereabouts in the top 5, but at number 7, the first major update to the Ring rankings, and Martin Bakole had only snuck into the top 10 at number 10 at the end of July, and that was ahead of his fight with Jared Anderson, and post the knockout win, he's usurped Anderson. Anderson had been at 7th, and Martin Bakole jumped from 10th to 7th. So Bakole, from not being in the top 10 not so long ago to now being at number 7. And given the performance against Anderson, you would fancy him to do well against some of the guys that are in front of him. I think Martin Bakole is a very tough fight for anyone. Heavy hands, always dangerous. I think there are, certain style matchups might be a little tougher for him, guys that can box and move, sort of snipe in and out, a la that Michael Hunter performance back in 2018, which Martin Bakole lost, but obviously some extenuating circumstances with the injury later in that fight. But also in the top 10 for the first time, Justis Huni. So Jared Anderson, he comes out of the 10, and you have Huni coming in. So this is, I think for a lot of people, they'll be thinking, Justis Huni, what's he been up to lately? And he most recently had a win against Troy Pilcher, so he's currently 10-0. He's a matchroom fighter. He's looking for big opportunities. And at the start of this year, or earlier this year, I should say, he was on a big Saudi card in Saudi Arabia, and he fought Kevin Lerena and got a good decision there, pretty clear-cut decision. A little bit of shakiness later in that fight where he got rocked. What was it? Last round, it was sort of on the seat of your pants sort of stuff at the end, but he managed to survive and get the decision, unanimous decision on all 3 judges' scorecards. So Justis Huni, he enters the top 10 for the Ring rankings, and as it is, BoxRec has him number 15, and I think there or thereabouts, he's probably in that range, 10 to sort of 17, there or thereabouts. 25 years old out of Australia, and I guess like Martin Bakole, like Agit Kabiel, will he get the opportunity in the coming months, the next 6 months or so, to put his talents on display again and be in a big fight? Because I think there will be some people who look at the rankings and go, has he done enough to be there? The Pilcher fight, it was what it was. It was a stay busy. But that Kevin Lerena win was a very good win. And Lerena, top 20 to top 25, 30 fighter. So it was a hard-fought decision where he looked pretty good for the most part and got the win there. And these rankings could also have a little bit of a shake-up in the coming months in terms of movement. You've got Joshua and Dubois fighting, and some other guys, obviously at the end of the year, Fury and Usyk. Agit Kabiel, he potentially could be back by the end of the year. F.A. Ajagba, potentially too. Zhang, we don't really know what's happening, but these guys, if they're in a bunch of matchups where they're squaring off against each other, we are the better for it as the fans. And I guess the other thing is with some of this, with guys willing to take each other on, if they put in good performances, I don't think we care about the losses so much because they're getting straight back into some strong fights. But Martin Bakole, he's been riding this crest of a wave. Look at these scenes that he's posted to his Instagram, getting mobbed on his return home to the Congo. Also here you can see him, I think this is maybe a variation of the same theme, but just absolutely mobbed here. Remembering this was a fight where he took on a top contender, but it wasn't a case of this was a title fight. So just imagine the scenes if Martin Bakole can actually go in and win a title at some point. I'm sure, he's a big name already in his country, but he will go to absolute hero and superstar. As it is, you can see here from what he's posted, hobnobbing with the elite in the Congo, the political elite. His trainer Billy Nelson also there along with him on his return home. So I just hope that Martin Bakole is able to get out soon, that he can actually go and get another big fight soon, because after that performance against Anderson, you can't deny that he doesn't deserve it. And on the strength of that, I mean, any of these top 10, yeah, please make it happen. And Justis Huni creeps into that top 10 as well. He's a guy that, for me, he's got a lot of talent. He's been going a little bit under the radar, largely has fought in Australia. He may be, in terms of the boxing casual fan, or those who are not as hardcore, maybe not as familiar with him, but he certainly is a talent. But he could come undone against guys that are big punchers. We saw, signs in that Lorena fight. If he's caught, he can be hurt. But hey, it's heavyweight boxing. That can happen to anyone. Anyway, what do you make of it all? Drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Boxing_squared. I'm out.